Talleres de Remedios de Escalada, it would mean nothing to you, not even a football team. But it is. It's the Argentine football team in which Javier Zanetti did his first steps. Afterwards, he went to Banfield Club, and almost immediately he went to Inter FC, where he was the captain, a symbol, an idol, and a role model.
Take me away to some other land. Thank you. I gotta get away from that girl before I go crazy. She took my love.
We did an interview exactly 2 years ago, not far from here. Then, the Inter FC reality is the same today, or it changed?
No, it isn't the same. Times have changed. 2 years ago, we were winning everything. And really, at that moment, Inter was great. The team hasn't changed very much. We kept winning. We went to Abu Dhabi and we won the World Cup. And after that, we went to the Italian Cup last year. So it's normal what's happening today. Even though the team hasn't changed a lot, there are a lot of young football players who are getting used to the club, and that's what we're building for the future.
Inter FC purchased him for $6.5 million together with Sebastian Rambert. His debut at the Italian club was on August 27, 1995, for the A-Series first match. Inter defeated Vicenza 1-0. The same year, he made his debut at UEFA Cup on September 12th. The match ended in a tie 1-1 versus Lugano from Switzerland. He earned his place as first-team player, scoring 2 goals and playing 39 matches at his first season in Inter. 32 matches at the local championship, 2 at international cups, and 5 at national cups. At the 96-97 season, his team ended in 3rd position. It reached the finals at the UEFA Cup, where it was defeated by the Schalke of Germany. Zanetti completed the season with 50 matches and 2 goals. He is the football player with the highest all-time appearances. He's been playing for 16 years for this club. Since his arrival in 1995, Inter won 14 championships. UEFA Cup in 1998, Italian Cup in 2005, 2006, 2010 and 2011, Italian Super Cup in 2005, 2006 and 2010, the Scudetto in 2005, 2006, 2006, 2007, 2007, 2008, 2008, 2009 and 2009, 2010, UEFA Champions League in 2010 and FIFA World Cup in 2010 too. These are the team and the football player logical ups and downs, aren't these?
Yeah, these are. I think that the balance is the most important thing in football. When you're up, you're happy with the outcome. Today, well, we're not winning, but you shouldn't dramatize it. I mean, this is what football is all about. You have to overcome difficult times working together.
In the book, I said that idolatry is equal to belonging to a club for many years. This link must remain. And when you are overseas, this is very special, isn't it?
Yes, it is. For a foreign player, it's not easy to settle here. And a football game as competitive as Italian football. Luckily, I was able to settle thanks to the fans' affection. And the president was very close to me in different times. And there were difficult times, and that was something that was important to me.
I won't speak to you about Inter. You are part of Inter, a very important part, but when I was at the stand, I saw this agitation. People are at your side, but the fans' anxiety is very difficult to bear.
Indeed, it's the pressure that you're used to when you play for a great team. You're forced to win, really. And people want to do the impossible in order to win. In the field, we try to make our best, of course, to win. Sometimes we can, sometimes we can't, but the most important is to have a good disposition.
When you're a role model in an institution like you are, can you keep this balance you mentioned for the bad and good things, for the new arrivals to set the standards?
Yes, you can, and it's crucial to know, how to cope with things at these times. Not to get too excited when things go well, and not to get too depressed when they're bad.
This super team that won everything, what did it have?
It was a very compact team. A team that knows how to play, a team that left very little chance for the opponent. And when it had a chance at the forward area, it was very hurtful.
Jose Mourinho, hired by Inter Milan for 9 million euros a season, won everything with this club. In 2008, the team won the Italian Super Cup and Beckenbauer Cup, a friendly cup. It won the Italian Scudetto in 2008, 2009 and 2009-2010. In this last season, it won also the Italian Cup. In 2010, it won also the UEFA Champions League, defeating 2-0 Bayern Munich at the finals. What did Mourinho meant?
He was a role model because of his way of understanding football, because of his way of communicating, his personality, and I think that the team always expressed it on the field.
It's a thing I don't like. I really don't like it. Even I'm grateful. I don't like fans shout out my name. I don't like it. I don't play, I don't need support, and I don't need encouragement. I don't need the 12th player. Is this how you say it? I don't need the 12th player encouraging me to give a bit more. I don't need this. Football players need this.
Inter, Europe champion 1964 and 1965, the ultimate European Cup, reached the finals. This didn't happen since 1972 when Ajax defeated Inter at the finals. This elimination of Barcelona put an end to the reign of this team, and it was the first big setback in Pep Guardiola era. As Barcelona coach, he won the 6 cups that the team competed for. The last minutes were an agony for Inter after the goal scored by Gerard Piqué at the 83rd minute, because another goal would favor the Spanish team. The team followed to the letter coach Mourinho's plan, even though there were just 10 players, because Thiago Motta was expelled at the 28th minute due to a foul against Sergio Busquets. Mourinho came up with a defensive strategy, 9 men marking the football and 5 men at the last line. At Milan, Inter defeated Barcelona 3-1. Pedro Rodriguez scored the first goal for Barcelona at the 19th minute, but Sneijder tied the score at the 30th minute. At the 48th minute, Maicon scored another goal for Inter, and at the 60th minute, Milito, with a header, closed the scoreboard. Mourinho...
Indeed, he knew what we were facing.
Indeed.
We were facing the best team ever. It was the semifinals of the Champions League, and if we won, we'd go to the finals. It was our dream, but it was difficult. At the first part, 10 minutes after the beginning, well, we were losing. Luckily, we managed to turn this around, and in the second leg, we had a little advantage. At the 20th minute, Thiago Motta was thrown out, and we were 10 against Barcelona, a very aggressive team.
Indeed.
Indeed, yes. It was very difficult. Luckily, the block that we mentioned earlier, the team that Mourinho put together, managed to overcome Barcelona's individualities.
muy parecidos, uruguayos.
Uruguayan and Argentinian people are similar. Sometimes we expect too much, we demand too much. Do you think that Argentina demand too much to Messi?
Well, I think we have to leave Messi alone. He's the best player in the world. And it's not true that he plays worse on the Argentine team than in Barcelona. Each time he has the football, you know that he'll do something unique. And Argentina has to know that Messi will be there for many years. You have to pamper him a little, and you have to make him feel good, because he's a player that you know that will do something very good for Argentina. I'm sure of it.
Does the team hold him from the human side?
Yes, we do. The team always tries to hold him, try to make him feel how important he is. He's a very clever guy. He deserves everything that's happened to him because he gives everything.
But does the team hold him from the football side? I distinguish the football side from the human side.
Well, from the football side, the team's players and the coaches try to surround him with great players. And I think that the Argentine national team's players are the best you can find in the world, and sooner or later, you'll see their good performance.
You mentioned balance to me. Did you keep balance when you weren't called up? And did you keep balance when you have been called up one more time for the national team?
Yes, I did, because when I haven't been called up, I know that I did my best to be there, but the final decision, it wasn't my call. And that was enough for me. The new call, when they called me again, it surprised me. But the national team will always be very important for me.
Zanetti is a recognized international Argentina football player. He holds the highest all-time appearances for his national team, 145, followed by Roberto Ayala with 115. He scored 5 goals at the national team. He was called up by Daniel Alberto Pasarela for France World Cup 1998 and World Cup 2006. This decision was very controversial at his country because there wasn't a national substitute for his position. In May 2010, he wasn't among the 30 players summoned by Diego Maradona for South Africa World Cup 2010. In September 2010, he was called up by Sergio Batista for the match against Spain, and in September 7, 2010, Zanetti played this match against the Spanish national team, returning to the national team. It was difficult to see this from outside. It was difficult to accept it.
It was difficult because you always want to be there, but after so many years as a football player, you know that these things happen, and so I was just another fan.
When you returned at the national team, it was different from the previous time because you were a role model at the team.
Yeah, I was coming back home.
Really?
Because the Argentine selection, thank God, I played 17 years on the national team. I was at almost every stage, and it was like coming home. I met with my friends. I shared many good times with these people. It was nice.
It was a victory 3-0 against Costa Rica. It was the last match at the group stage, and it allowed Argentina to classify for the quarterfinals. At home and at the opening match, the Batista's team couldn't defeat Bolivia, and rescore was a tie 1-1 followed by another tie 0-0 against the Colombian national team coached by Bolillo Gomez. At the quarterfinals at Santa Fe, in a thrilling match, it was a tie against Uruguay in 120 minutes, and it was decided with penalty shootouts. Tevez missed the shootout for Argentina, and the Uruguayan team scored 5 shootouts and drove out the host that had an experienced Zanetti among its players. What did the America Cup leave to you?
Unfortunately, the America Cup left a bad taste in our mouth. We hoped to reach at least the finals, but it didn't happen. So for you, for Uruguay, it was special. You deserved your victory. You proved that the performance at the World Cup continued with Tabarez, with the work of Tabarez and all the team. Uruguay deserved to win the America Cup.
Did you discuss with Zanetti the match against Argentina?
Yes, I did. I discussed it with him and the other players.
Really?
Really. There are jokes even now and again. The truth is that it's a great team. They're very good guys.
Son muy buenos pibes todos.
Being a professional player is something very special, right? When you are so many years at the same institution, all the time you are finding friends and opponents, right? People from other countries.
Yes. Thank God I had a chance to play with great football players and against great football players. That's a good thing about this game of football.
Did you find someone that you couldn't stand as opponent, but he changed as teammate?
No, nobody.
And the other way around, sometimes it happens.
Yeah. You know, sometimes it does. But no, sometimes there are those on the field and off the field and they change. It happens.
Because I know that many Uruguayan players went
Very
to the final
good,
match
very
of the
good.
season.
We had a good time. And I have to thank the people of Uruguay. All the guys, they were very helpful. And we will have a return match at Punta del Este, probably. I hope we can do this return match because we had a good time, and above all, for a good reason, to help the kids.
All the time you are looking for challenges. Is that true?
Yes, I want to keep growing with the foundation and to exchange things with other foundations, with Celeste Foundation, with Ivan Cordova Foundation, with Ivan Zamorano too. We want to do things together because we're helping the needy.
It's a good thing that role models like you are doing this. You named a lot of football players who are predisposed to help, but who also are spreading the word.
Yes, it's very important because I think that you could do a lot of positive things through the sport, and you can help a lot of people.
Выйдет ли он на поле через неделю, уже в следующем туре. Там не было никакой грубости, обычный игровой момент, но контакт с защитником.
Since my arrival in Inter, I've always tried to honor and defend this jersey in any country. I've learned with you because your love, because your affection, your love for this jersey, and I will always, always love it. Thank you. You're fantastic. I really love you. Thank you for giving me so much. I really, really appreciate it. Thanks to the football club. Thanks to all the people who stood by me all these years. I love you. Thank you.
Meanwhile, this football player keeps shooting his film of 15 minutes uninterrupted. Zanetti's family is going to salute the stadium.
We spoke about everything and we looked over everything. There are a lot of pictures in his career. He is the football player with the highest all-time appearances in the Argentinian national team and with the highest all-time appearances at Inter of Milan.
por el Inter de Milán.
Zanetti, a leader figure in worldwide football. We will meet again with another football star at the next episode of Fanaticos.